Hello, this is Mr. Win, and this video is over finding the inverse algebraically. So remember, the inverse is obtained when you flip or switch all x's and y's. So if you have an equation, just switch all x and y's in the equation, then solve for y. If the equation doesn't start with y, it has f of x or h of x, change that to y first, and in your final answer, make sure you use inverse notation. It's that -1 exponent that goes next to f or y. Here's our first example. Find the inverse of this. We see x and y, so switch x and y, then get this y by itself. Get rid of this fraction by multiplying both sides by denominator, so now the left side is 2x. Get this y by itself by subtracting this 1. Get the y by itself by dividing this 4. Y is now by itself. Make sure you use inverse notation. It'll be y -1, and that's it. Here's example 2. We see f of x equals 3x squared minus 5. I don't see y, so put y in the problem. So f of x turns to y. Now switch x and y. Then I'm going to add 5 divided by 3. Then square root both sides. Remember, when you square root, you must have plus minus. Y is now by itself, but the problem didn't have y, at f of x, so we're going to use f of inverse x notation. Here's the final example. I see x and y, so I switch x and y. Then I get y by itself. I'm going to subtract 7. I'm going to get the square root by square powering both sides. Get rid of 3 by adding 3. Y is by itself, but I need to use inverse notation. And then it has this extra part, this 4x greater than or equal to 7. So write this last part down. The original function shape and the inverse function shape must match. Since the square root graph looks like half of a parabola, our inverse answer needs to be half of a parabola. We do this by restricting the domain, which means cut the parabola in half at its vertex. If we start with a positive square root like we did here, you pick the right half of the parabola. If we start with a negative square root, you pick the left half of the parabola. That's it for the video. If you have any questions, ask your teacher. Thanks for watching. Bye.